How's it going, everybody? This is DeanoGTO, and today we're going to be looking at one of my games in the T95. Now, the T95 is one of those vehicles which I honestly don't think I'll ever sell this thing, because this thing is just an amazing machine. It can do 20 kilometers an hour, it has absolutely immense frontal armor, and just in general, it's a laugh to play. And everybody needs a couple vehicles in their garage which are just a laugh to play. Otherwise you will drive yourself absolutely insane. But yeah, the reason why I was playing this thing is because I've been hammering away at the Object 705. I'm now 110,000 XP on that piece of shit. And I was playing this thing as a break because I was getting so just rage filled whenever it came to the 705. And yep, here's an enemy MXM 451, and god damn, I always forget how long, or not how loud the 155mm gun sound is. So, if I'm honest with you, this part of the fight I'm not particularly proud of. But there is a section of the fight later on, and yeah, I can't hit this guy for shit, but you'll see. Also, that Conqueror got ammo racked. I actually didn't realize for quite a while that he was ammo racked, and I was really confused as to why I was like rubbing against something here whenever I was playing, because I was like backing up and I was hitting something, but I wasn't sure what it was. And yeah, I have two IS-6s as backup, and we did have a Conqueror, but as you can see from the turret not being connected anymore, yeah, that's no longer backup that we have. So I fired a shot in the sidearm of the M451. I figured he might have been angled enough for me to get a shot through his side armor, but unfortunately it wasn't quite extreme enough of an angle. So unfortunately I just hit its tracks pretty much and didn't really do much. So we're going to see that the IS-6s are going to push this Conqueror's basically carcass forward and use that as cover to essentially like advance the flank. So if I'm honest, like, because I was just like having fun in this game, I wasn't really caring too much, I decided, you know what, why not just help the IS-6 like move this forward. I'm a heavy tank. I'm a pretty heavy tank, and these guys clearly want to move this forward, so fuck it, why not move it forward? Like, it's just a bizarre scene just to see like a T95 pushing a Conqueror, a Conqueror corpse along the road, and it's as if we're using this as like a very slow like battering ram. So yeah, we have basically three really strong hold down tanks in front of us, and I'm looking for a shot of some sort on these guys because I'm getting kind of irritated because I'm not able to do anything to them in that position. The T-32's turrets, even though like you can get lucky and pin T-32's command cupola, I'm just not having any luck whatsoever. So I try another standard round, and then I believe at some point here I'm going to load a premium round just to try a couple, because I honestly just want to figure out what the limit, or not what the limit, sorry, I want to figure out whether or not this thing can actually penetrate the cupola on the T-32, because that's one of the toughest cupolas in the game. And yeah, you see here, this is the first premium round that I load. And the IS-6s are still pushing forward the Conqueror's carcass. So this is such a bizarre part of the fight, it really is. I've only done 750 damage at this point, and I'm just waiting to try and get like a solid shot into this T-32, trying to build up the damage. And this is where you can see like what I'm talking about pretty much. This is a really good game later on, but I'm really not proud of the way I handled this part of the fight, because it's just like, it looks so just stupid, because I'm just sitting here essentially wasting shots on tanks which I basically can't do anything to. Like, if I was in any tank other than the T95, I would have just left this flank and gone to another flank, because honestly I feel like that probably would have been a much better use of my time. But yeah, this is just going to be this for quite a while. In fact, you know what, let's just fast forward this a bit, because this is going to be just cocking around for a while and me getting tracked for a minute. T-32 bounces off. Yeah, it was getting ridiculous for how long, and I try a HE round into that guy because I loaded a HE round because the T-32 was just sitting hold down for so long, and I was getting kind of impatient because of it. So I loaded a HE round to see how much damage that would do to the T-32, but he actually came out of his hidey hole pretty much, and has essentially just doomed himself pretty much because, well, I have a 155mm gun, with a shit ton of pen, shit ton of damage. There's really not much he can really do against me here. The M451 does track me in place, and I believe the T32 takes advantage of this here to keep me pinned in place, and he actually gets lucky there and pins me while going through my tracks, which is pretty unusual if I'm honest. And the M451's continuously firing HE at me, as you can tell. And T32 is still trying to end me pretty much, and as soon as I get my tracks back in action here, I turn towards the M451, he's like, nope, get the fuck out of there. Like, I have never seen an M451 flinch so quickly, because he just went, he went from being like, oh yeah, I'm pretty confident here, to being, oh shit. And the Emil one is, well, he is royally screwed at this point. There's not a single thing that he can do to win this fight, and yeah, I'm going to take advantage of this here, just to blast him into oblivion. And that's 2600 damage at this point, and the match has been about 8 minutes already. Yeah. Now you can probably see like why I'm not particularly proud about this part of the match. But you will see the bit which I'm pretty happy with in maybe a minute or two. I'm going to fast forward this because T95 is not a fast tank, as you can clearly see. This is double speed, by the way. This is ×2 speed, and it still looks so slow. I actually alt-tabbed multiple times during this here to like watch a YouTube video, because I was just like, this is going to be a while. Don't really have too much to worry about. I'm pretty confident my team is going to win this flank, and at this point I see the T44 say, wait for the team, attack together. I'm just like, oh, this fight must not be going well, and then I look over and see, oh no, the SCRV 103 has full health, and the Type 61 is still pretty healthy as well. And so was the Super Pershing, at least I think the Super Pershing was until I think he just got blasted there now. And the ISU just died. Oh god, this suddenly got a lot closer. Oh no, and oh no, we have 2 tanks which are on like 200 health. Another one which is just taking a ton of damage because it's just sitting there for some reason. And yeah, at this point I decided to try and just move forward as quickly as possible, try and get some shots into these guys here. If I can end one of them, that'd be great. I get a shot into the STRV 103 because I'm 100% sure it's going to penetrate due to the overmatching mechanics. I'm going to sit here for a second just to like let my gun get loaded again, and the IS-6 beside me is pushing forward, and at this point I get shot in the ass by the STRV S1. Now this was Panic Station's moment, because I was like, how the hell did I miss that STRV S1? But then I realized he is literally driven the entire way around this mountain in order to get to that position to like basically outflank us, and that was a good move by that guy. That guy put me in such a tough scenario here, and at this point I finish off the Super Pershing. Super Pershing gets a shot into me, but he doesn't penetrate. STRV-S1 kills the WZ-120 as well. So now it's 2 STRVs, 2 really awkward TDs, versus me and a T95, which is a really slow TD. Like, this is just such an awkward fight, because we have 2 siege mode tanks versus a tank which is incredibly slow and doesn't have a turret. And the STRV-S1 managed to avoid that shot, so we got relatively lucky there, I'd say. And the other STRV tries a shot towards me, but I believe he connected with a rock instead of like actually getting his shot near me. At this point, the STRV-S1 is, I think, pretty much just trying to proxy spot me, while the 1030 is trying to outflank me. And at this point, I can see this is happening, so I'm just like, I need to find a shot here. I try the shot, unfortunately it doesn't go where I needed it to. STRV-S1 goes into siege mode, he bounces off my frontal armor, and I start moving towards him. At this point I realize the other guy is already coming up behind me, so I quickly, well, as quick as you possibly can at a T95, try to get behind the house. And this point I'm just like, oh, I'm either going to win this or I'm going to die. Holy shit, how the hell did I manage to do that there? And the STRV-S1 is feeling relatively confident at this point, and accidentally exposes himself too much. I one-shot him for 800, or well, 790 damage, and I'm falling back as quickly as I can here because the STRV-103 has to go into siege mode in order to get a shot into me. I close the distance for a second to make it awkward for him. He's pointing his gun at me, and I think he was trying to go out of siege mode again, but I blast him in the face just before he gets a chance to fire, and holy shit is all I have to say there. Like, that was an STRV-1030 and an STRV-S1 which I managed to kill while on my own in a T95. Like, I honestly don't think I would have won this if I had been in a T30, even though the T30 has more mobility and has a full turret. I honestly think in a T30 I would have lost this. But because I was in a T95, I had the armor to tank multiple hits. I believe from some like the tanks I was against, like the APCR firing Super Pershing and the STRVS-1. So thanks to that, thanks to the just general armor and just survivability on this tank, I managed to win that game at the end. 4,600 damage and 5,600 damage blocked. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of the way that finished off, but not particularly proud of that section down there. So yeah, this was an Ace Tanker, and it was worth I think like 1,300 base XP going from memory. But yeah, such a bizarre game, but it was a lot of fun to play, and yeah, this is definitely one that I had to put up on YouTube just to like show that the T95 did that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this video in the comment section below, and thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.